Hoi mora yella! Good morning to everyone here in Texas. Dr. Rassi Erasmus has named his second squad to take on the Wallabies in round two of this year's Rugby Championship. And I gotta give a shout out to one of my followers who does not follow me on here, but if I do upload this somewhere else, he'll probably see it. Swanee, you were 100% correct. Swanee is an elderly gentleman in Joburg, used to be a writer back in the day. Probably one of the best chats because he just uses a lot of big words that I don't understand sometimes, so I have to look them up. But yes, quite a few changes to this 23-man squad. Let's go ahead and go through Jan Hendrik Vessels, Johan Krubler, and Thomas de Toy. We know, if you watch rugby, you know who all these guys are, but especially Thomas de Toy. He has been killing it in the Premiership. Salman Murat captains the side once again with Rowan Norkie, the other lock, with Escom going from the bench to the starting 15, Peter Steph de Toy at 7, and a guy who impressed the hell out of me along with Jason Dixon, Elric Lowe will get the start at 8. I thought he was absolutely phenomenal. Great under the ball, good movement, good control, that thing. Morne Vandenberg, for just a completely useless piece of info. That's actually my family's surname in South Africa. But Sasha Feinberg, once again, getting the start. Those first 20 minutes were crazy, and then he was fine the rest of the game. The veteran Makazole Mpipi, hopefully we get to see the horns up from him in this game. Lucanio Am makes a return to the 23-man squad at 12 with Jesse Creel at 13, Cheslin Colby, the other wing, and Afalala Fassi at 15. Front row replacements, it's a 5-3 split, oddly enough, this week. Malcolm Marks, Oxen Chan, Vincent Cook. I got no worries there. Eben Etzebeth, zero worries there. Quagga Smith, zero worries there. Grant Williams will be the scrum half replacement for Morne Vandenberg. And both fly halves, Manny Libok and Andre Pollard in the 22 and 23. So I gotta go ahead and say a couple of things real quick. When are we going to get Ruben Van Heerden in here? I don't think that's ever going to happen, but it'll hopefully happen one day. But I do have to say, Morne Vandenberg, please, please, please pick up the fucking pace out of the back of the rucks, man. You got in trouble for it in your first game. Don't want to see that happen again. And Afalala Fassi, absolutely great under the high ball. Good kicking ability, good movement, but really questionable defensive abilities. It happens. I do think it's kind of weird. I've never seen Manny Libok play anything but 10. If I'm wrong, I'll probably figure it out later. I've seen Andre in 12. I've seen Andre play fullback. I've seen Andre at 10. What are we going to do? Are we going to move Sasha back to 15 and bring these guys in, slot Jesse in, or slot Andre in at center, and Manny Libok at 10? I don't know. We've got all kinds of options here. Tony Brown is, we saw, what he's doing for this team, and I think this probably has a lot to do with these selections. It's in Perth. It's at an oval stadium, Optus Stadium. It's an oval because it's used for AFL predominantly, it looks like. But it should be a great game. I don't have to stay up until after midnight. I have to get up at 4:30 a.m. here in Texas to watch this one. But you guys let me know what you think in the comments.